how to play My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys off of Taylor's Tortured Poets Department album. This song was voted on by my patrons on my Taylor Tutorials Patreon page, so if you want a little bit of voting power in these songs you see me teach here on this channel, then consider joining at the link in the description box below. Here's a quick overview of everything I'll be covering in this tutorial today, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so you only need to know 6 different chord shapes to play through this entire song. So we're going to start with our F over C, which looks like this and sounds like this. And by the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts you're seeing on screen, I do cover how to do that in my free beginner course right here on YouTube, so make sure to check that out right here. The next chord shape is our A minor. We also have our E minor. Then there's our G add 4. There's our C chord. And then the last chord is our D minor. And those are the only 6 chords you need to know to play through this song. And just really quick, I sometimes teach E minor with our 2 fingers like this, but in this particular song, I would recommend playing it with your middle and ring finger, because that'll keep you in the same position for all 6 of these chord shapes, so it should just make your transitions a little easier. So if you're not used to fretting your E minor with these 2 fingers, now would be a really great time to try that out. But yeah, those are the chords for this song. So go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really memorize these chord shapes, as well as practice transitioning back and forth between them, because it'll make learning the rest of this song so much easier for you. And if this is a skill you're currently struggling with, I would recommend checking out my Practice With Me playlist right here on YouTube, where we go through this skill in real time together. But once you have those chords under your belt, then we can go ahead and talk about these strumming patterns that you can apply for this song. Alright guys, so as I always suggest, if you are brand new to playing guitar, or you're somebody who struggles with playing guitar while singing at the same time, the very first step I would recommend you do is to bring up the song and go ahead and play through the whole thing with a single down strum on every chord change as you sing through the song. And just take this time to really get used to what word you're singing or what syllable you're on whenever those chords are changing. So here's a quick example of what that would look like. My boy only breaks his favorite toys, oh, oh, oh. Alright, so that's just a quick example, but you would essentially want to do that for the entire song and just really take a mental note of where you're going to be making those chord changes. And this is actually something you do right now if you check out my Patreon page. I do have this entire guide available to download and print out, so I'll make sure to leave that link in the description box for you. But once you've done that, we can talk about some more of these full strumming patterns that you can apply for this song. Alright guys, so I wanted to start us off with the easier of the 2 strumming patterns I have to show you today. So basically, as you can see, it's just all down strums, and we're going to count it like an 8th note pattern, so it's going to sound like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 down. Alright, super simple, but basically what we want to do is we're going to accent some of these beats. So I'm going to turn some of these arrows green, and basically what that represents is we're going to give a little extra emphasis to these green beat arrows and then a little less to the regular ones. So basically you can think of it as like a full strum for the green and then just strumming the top few strings for the purples. So basically with the accents it would sound more like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright? So the accents are totally optional, but I do think it helps drive the rhythm forward if you can add them into this song. So basically the reason I wanted to show you this strumming pattern first is because I do think it's the easier of the 2 to count. And if you want to and you're a beginner, you can totally use this pattern for the entire song. So let's just go ahead and take a look at how that would sound. What we're going to do is play this pattern through 1 time per chord. So in our first verse, we're starting with our F over C. You would go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to A minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to F over C. Alright, and that's how you would do it for the verses. Here we go again, voices in his head, call the rain to end, Lord takes a while, sickest stormy dawn, purchased at the mall, rivulets descend, my line of the verse, I would do a single down strum, but you should have seen him when he, and then on this G add 4 chord, I would put the strumming pattern back in. When he first got me. Alright? And that's how you would do the verses with this strumming pattern. Like I said, if you wanted, you could apply it to the choruses as well. So one more thing, if you do want to play this strumming pattern for the entire song, something you can do to kind of make it sound a little different between different parts of the song is you can add in a palm mute. So basically what you want to do for that is take the side of your palm of the hand that you're holding your pick in, and you want to gently lay those on your guitar strings near the bridge of your guitar. And so that way when you strum down, it has more of a dampened, muted sound. And if you apply that to this pattern, you'll hear how it kind of makes the vocals stand out, and I would recommend doing this for the verses. Here we go again, the voices in his head. Okay? And then when you get to the chorus, I would just let that ring out like normal. And the other place that I would use this is in the bridge. Just say when I play again, he was my best friend down at the Sandlot. Alright, so I would use that for like that bridge outro, kind of like the end of the song for this strumming pattern. But for the rest of the song, I actually prefer using more of a full strumming pattern. So let's go ahead and talk about how to play strumming pattern 2. Hey, really quick. In addition to the printable guide we've been looking at, did you know I also offer customizable backing tracks, polls for what songs you want to learn next, and even video chats if you're having trouble? You can unlock all these perks and more if you become a patron, which helps me grow my channel and make more videos just like this one. Or if Patreon's not your thing, you can still help me out a lot by giving me a thumbs up and leaving a comment below to help me reach more people in YouTube's recommendations. It only takes a second but makes a huge difference. So thanks so much, and let's get back into it. Alright guys, so as you can see for this second strumming pattern, it is going to be a little more detailed than the first one. So we're going to be counting this in a 16th note count. If you don't know what that means or how to count that, make sure to check out my beginner course because I do cover that there. But basically it's going to sound like this. We have 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. All right. So it feels a lot longer. It might feel a little harder to count, but don't worry. This is definitely something that will come more naturally as you practice it, more. So basically this pattern is going to be like the first one. We're going to apply it one time through per chord for each chord in the song. So again, let's bring up that first verse. We're starting on our F over C. You're going to go down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. Then you switch chords to your A minor. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. E minor. Back to F over C. So if you're already, overwhelmed or confused by this pattern, make sure to pause the video and practice it as slowly as you need to for as long as you need to get used to that kind of down and up motion of the strumming. I actually did just start a brand new Practice With Me series where I go through these more complicated strumming patterns together with you, and we'll speed it up over time. So if that's something you're interested in practicing with me, I will make sure to link that video in the corner here. But basically, once you get that strumming rhythm down, you want to kind of speed it up a little bit because this song does go pretty fast. So more at full tempo, it would sound like this. We have down, 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 down. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. All right. So that's kind of what more it'll sound like at tempo. And then once you put the chord transitions in there, again, we're playing this pattern through one time per chord. So it'd go F, A minor, A minor, back to F. All right. So again, make make sure to pause the video, take as much time as you need to practice this strumming rhythm. You want to get it to a point where your muscle memory is taking over. So instead of you counting the rhythm in your head, you're kind of just playing it, you know, naturally through feel. So you definitely want to pause and get to that point. But basically, once you can do that, we can apply this pattern for basically the entire song. So on the verses, one last thing that I would recommend doing is, again, we're going to add that palm mute in there. So like I said earlier, we're just kind of resting on the strings, and it's going to dampen the sound of our down strums only. So you can hear how my up strums are still ringing, but my down strums are muted, okay? So if you apply this palm mute, again, totally optional, to the verses, it would sound like this: F, first pattern. First got me. And then when we get to the chorus, I would go back to this more complicated strumming pattern, but let it ring out. Basically, you do that for the verses, all of the choruses, and then like I said earlier, once you get to that kind of bridge slash like outro section, I would go back to the all down strum. So basically, this second strumming pattern, like I said, if you're finding this extremely complicated or difficult to play, you can do the first strumming pattern for the entire song. However, if you are at a point where you're ready for some more intricate strumming patterns, this is a great one that I would recommend trying out. Once you learn it for this song, you can actually apply it to so many other Taylor songs as well. So definitely give it a try if you're up for it. But those are the recommendations I have for strumming. Alright guys, so again, go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really get these strumming rhythms under your belt. Like I said, the second one can be a little bit complicated and scary looking if you are a beginner at guitar, so just make sure to pause the video and take as much time as you need to get used to that. As I said, I have a practice with me strumming video that covers this exact pattern, so make sure to check that out if you need help with that. But once you get these strumming rhythms under your belt and you have those chords memorized, you can transition between them, then we can put together everything we've learned to play through the song. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, here we go again. The voices in his head call the rain to end our days of wild, the sickest army. Want to have fun jamming out to the rest of the song with me? Yeah! Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other Swiftie sing-along guitar tutorials. I've covered so many of her songs from all of the eras, so if you are a Swiftie who loves to play her songs on the guitar, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I will link it in the description box down below. If you enjoyed learning this song with me, then you should definitely check out this video. Not only does it have a super similar vibe and feel, but it's just as fun and easy to play. So I'll see you